interest. How did you even come in existence? Hey, or did you just appear out in an instance? You got me all driven, revving my pistons. I wonder if she like the stick shift. Ay, count a four and make a wish. I wish that shorty keep it lit. Cause if I shoot my shot, I won't miss. No backboard, gotta sound a light switch.
Go ahead, touchdown like that. 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 Ay, ay, go ahead, touchdown like that. 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 Like
work the middle, 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 work the. Hey. Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me, down with me. Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me? I got a crowd wrapping around the whole town for me. Name on my crowd, got a thou in the balcony. Nah, nah, nah.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
I got him. Strong right, strong right, strong right.
On first down, Watson. That to his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
My step, Reggie. Watch the flood, watch the flood, watch the flood. Watch the flood, motion, flood.
From the gun, here's Watson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Hey, set, Reggie. It's a 50, check my 50. Here we go, here we go. Show an A, show an A.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Mike 50, Mike 31. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
From the 50, it's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Go!
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football.
Sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it to go. Now I get it to go. Now I get it to go. Now I get it to go.
Prime time over grind game, over time's up. Play my cards, dealt my hand, ain't really no time for luck. Either you got it, you don't. Lie to yourself if you won't. I put my team on my back, did what I could, what I had. Now I'll be all in my bag. Copy and paste with the swag. Bet you can't do it like me. All my winners on repeat. Take your L like a boss. Stand 10 toes on your feet. I can never take a loss. I ain't set up for defeat. 4 Giottos on the truck. I had a dream and it stuck. Living my life cause we up. Looking back like where the love. So I be hella low key. But contrary to belief, loyalty runs deep. I keep my ear to the streets. Struggle turned me to a beast. I'm off the chain, I'm off the leash. But baby girl, I play for keeps. Told my brother lately I've been scheming against all odds like Willie Beeman. I've been grinding lately, this my season. Lord knows I'm trying to find my reason. Lay it out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings attached. Came from the bottom, rose through the cracks. Spotlight on you, boy, how you gon' act?
Hey, I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it to go. Now I get it to go. Now I get it to go. Now I get it to go.
Ain't it crazy how them tables turn? You can fold or you can stand firm. I'm a real one, so I ain't concerned. I'm fully built for this life. I think I earned all my stripes. I don't believe all the hype. Get back on my...
Convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive. We welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And what is going on here? Are they serious? 1st down, and they're in punt formation. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24, and he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
10, 10. 49, check 49, check 49. Check 37, check.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Tackle made by the longtime member of these Browns, Joe Schobert.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, defense.
Throwing Jones. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Watch 98 tonight.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
Go, 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 run, run, run.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, we dominate today.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Running is Jacobs. A first down and more for Jacobs. And all the way down to the 5. Josh Jacobs, boy, I tell you, he is a complete package. The power that he has to run through you, and then he's also got the speed to run away from you, as we saw there.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Five yards from the end zone, 1st and goal.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Off the bootleg, Jones. He'll buy some time right. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Tyler Kroft, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had the incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started, and it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the ball moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
Let's go. Way to go, D. Way to go, D.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here.
Off play action. Jones.
I got one.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Let's go.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
A false start backs him up 5, first and 15.
Here we go. Begin.
Now a carry for Jacobs. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A good comeback there after the penalty, 9 yards, and it's second and 6.
A 9-yard pickup. It's second and 6 at their 49-yard line.
Ready? 19 Tiger. 198. Watch that.
Off the play fake. Jones looking deep for Hilton. And this one is incomplete.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
I got you. 56 a month.
Looking to throw. Jones. Jordan Reed has it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
There we go.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
A run with Jacobs there on first down, but he'll manage only a yard or 2 at best. Second down coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
198.
Jacobs now. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Check 50.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the gun, Jones. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Let's give him a show.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Here's Jacobs. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Jacobs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
There's not much perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go, D.
Throwing again, it's Watson. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Here's Kerryon Johnson, 3rd-year man from Auburn. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Mike's 54.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Better break it. Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 50.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And that's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Come to my world. Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 59. You remember me? Let's go, baby. Hey, alert. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Watson just beating the play clock. And able to find Green. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Set. 18. Mike 50, huh? He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Mike 4. Right here. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Eric Armstead. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Another try after the first down sack. Watson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The Browns drive about to get started. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
To throw. Jones. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 31.
Watch 98. Watch 98.
Off the bootleg. Jones rolling to his right. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. Tackle made by the longtime member of these Browns, Joe Schobert. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. It's Jacobs, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, Jones, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jordan Reed, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, and the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
50's the mic. 50's the
Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Mike 50, Mike.
Operating from the gun, Watson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout.
That's good for a
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. All day.
From the gun, Watson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Hey, 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 hey.
To throw again, Watson. This is intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Here we go. Here we go. Mikey, 18. I'm coming after you.
Now Jones throwing on 1st down on the crossing route, complete. It's Reed. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Jones on 1st and 10. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
We play to win. Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
Oh, he the real deal today, baby.
The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 27, Jones. Short throw hauled in by Croft. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Cowboy 80. 98 for Mike. You. White 90. Back 60. 98 for Mike. What we got?
Here's Jacobs. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Jones. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Check curls. 198.
Jones now on first down.
Let's get off the field.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Let's go.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
198. Watch 98. 98 for Mike.
Throwing again. Jones. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed in the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Yeah, the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets them down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field. Certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot. Great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. Odd. 3 down.
Now a toss left side for Edwards-Helaire. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
All day. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. All day, baby.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Mike 54. Let him know.
Well, they go with a tight end carry. And he's got brought down at the 39-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Let's go. Let's go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
You can't block me.
They'll try the air now with Watson. And he locates Laviska Shenault, the rookie from Colorado. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down, a run to Edwards-Helaire. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
You don't want no problems with me.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they...
They are going for it. Here's Watson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration.
Mike 50, huh? Hey, defense, let's go. Mike 50, Mike 50. All right, T, let's start. All right, T. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 54. I got him. Hey, Mike's 50.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. They run it with Jacobs. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Get him, boys.
Gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Browns on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. And that will be incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
3 buzz.
After the sack on first down, Watson, he's going to air it out deep. He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 37. Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
And that's a rare bright spot in what's overall been a pretty poor showing so far, but you've got to figure when you're down a bunch, why not take some big shots? And they connect on that one.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
You got nothing today. You got nothing.
From the gun, Watson. And Green with a catch left side. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch the run.
Operating from the gun, Watson. Complete, Jefferson the target. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And now Shenault on the end around. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Justin Jefferson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. A diving catch for the score. He laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box, touchdown.
The Browns drive about to get started. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away.
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball. Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic. I'm coming.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
98's the mic. I don't think you got it, son. Watch 98.
Off play action. Jones. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Let's go.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense. and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
Mike 56, Mike 56.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Let's go.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
56, Mike 56, right there, 56. Blue Dan, blue Dan. Set up. 56 to Mike.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. From just shy of midfield, Jones. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Like he'll throw here. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, second and 10. Back to the running game with Jacobs. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. 198.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Good shot.
Taking it in from the 20, and the Browns add 6 to their lead.
Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Nothing here.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
Watch the slant.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson.
Connection made with Chenault.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play.
The Steelers were last in the NFL in red zone touchdown percentage a season ago, down around 35%. First and goal.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
The only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go forward. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for Cleveland, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 dreams with a pinky ring. Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hissing, but I can't hear when the crowd screams. Still ballin' like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Juice stay turned like you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah, I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Reaching my goals, I do not feel ashamed. I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. I don't do it for fame, it's the love for the game. I go in like I'm trained. I'm prepared for the rain, they amazed. I ain't break from the sticks and stones they threw. Anything that you can do, I can do it better than you. No matter what I do, achieve, still got something to prove. I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah, I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here.
Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me, down with me. Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me? Hold on. I got a crowd wrapping around the whole town for me. They mama proud, got a thou in the balcony. Nah, I don't hear no clown talking foul on me. Won't shoot me down, send the cavalry. It been a while since I had time for me. Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Hello. Nice march out with the polo. Like my style, don't you? Nice like this, I wish I was richer. On my turf, roll out the Henry Rux. She like when I hit the receiver. Friend hop in, this is a four-seater. Maniac straight out the wood, I'm Derek Jeter. Major leaguer, no fatigue. We don't get no handout, we don't get no Magarinas. Never gon' throw your back out, tryna work, you need a breather. I need a break. Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me, down with me. Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me? Hold on. Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down. Tell me who you talking to. Roll up that Sinatra, fly la mama to the moon. She asked me what's my life path. Told her 55 south to the cat. So many couches I cried. Shout out Zazo, Tree, and shout classic. I know you really wanna be my only one, but I didn't need somebody to hold on to the sucker up. Baby, I know you really wanna be my only one, but I didn't need somebody to hold on to the sucker up. Baby, I know you really wanna be my only one, but I didn't need somebody to hold on to the sucker up. Baby, I know you really wanna
party going up. A champ with the crown is here. I'ma win anywhere. Hey, so shake it like you don't care. I shake it up everywhere. And I can bake cakes by the pound. Blow the whistle 'cause I love that sound. And we can just keep going round. I'm ready for another round. Go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Like
work the middle, 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 work the.
Pan a camera to the middle of the dance floor. I think there's something going down. Shorty packing goods like a transport, and I ain't never seen something so round. How round? Round like a planet in orbit, round like a b-ball. 23 Jordan, dunking on default. Automatic forces attract me to females. I look this gorgeous. How did you even come in existence? Hey, or did you just appear out in an instance? You got me all driven, revving my pistons. I wonder if she like the stick shift. Count it for and make a wish. I wish that shorty keep it lit. 'Cause if I shoot my shot, I won't miss. No backboard, gotta sound a light switch.
go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Like
Work the middle, 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 work the.
I don't know no better, I'm on this every day. You cannot run with me, boy, I'm a heavyweight. Baby, I know what's coming, I could barely wait. And when it was on, they wanted me gone, boy, I'm here to stay. Stop calling me little bro, I got mileage on me. Walked in with the whole team and we riding on him. More action and no talk, I went quiet on him. Walked in with the whole team and we riding on him.
I don't be with him, he's so basic. Boy, you the op and your bros hating. All of them fake, I see both faces. Scared of the whip, it's a ghost racing. I knock them down to their cold cases. Marathon run, I'ma slow pace it. They did not want me to go places. Foil plans like the gold place.
Said if we pulling up with the whole squad, I already done told y'all that you better be running. I'm in my go yard, when I walk in, I know y'all telling me nothing. I'm the man, suck it if y'all in denial. I get the chip on them and I bust out the south side, is that Pico de Gallo?
Boy, yo, stop it, quiet. If it's new, I done got it. See my jewels, shining, shining. White diamonds, Miley Cyrus. Private jet, private pilot. Look at me, stylish, stylish. Masterpiece, body, young.
Hey, I don't know no better, I'm on this every day. You cannot run with me, boy, I'm a heavyweight. Baby, I know what's coming, I could barely wait. And when it was on, they wanted me gone, boy, I'm here to stay. Stop calling me little bro, I got mileage on me.
bands up in my pocket. I don't want pause to get wild nonsense. We got momentum, don't try to stop it. Diamonds are clear.